All right. Okay, and we're live in 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome back. You are listening to All Walks of Life. My name is Maddie, and this podcast is all about giving people a place to share their experiences and their learnings and having conversations that remind us that we're all human at the end of the day. Today is a really big day. 2 reasons, actually. First, it's my 10th episode.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And what better way to celebrate my 10th episode than to have my girl Gabby on the show. Hey, come on over. She's hiding behind the curtains.
Guys, I'm so excited to be here.
It's finally happening, guys. We're here. We're at the rooftop. We're chilling. Sitting comfy, looking pretty. We both showered today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fresh.
It's fresh. It's down. That's how you know it's clean. You could probably smell us through the phone. And yeah, we're here. Thank you for being here.
I'm so excited. Congratulations on your 10th episode.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. We had talked like a month ago, and I was like, my 10th episode's coming up. Like, I want to do a little celebration. And even just saying that, it's like,
Wow.
What do you mean you have your 10th episode? I never thought I'd even have one. So I'm very grateful to be here. Very grateful that you're here. Literally the #1 supporter. Like, seriously, the way this girl every episode will message me just amazing things and reminds me that I'm on the right path. So I appreciate you.
Yes, I appreciate you doing this. I think it's brought not only like has shed a light to just like on things that like I personally go through that like I'm like, okay, I must be alone. Like, I must be a weirdo, you know? But it's just like hearing your episodes, like it's being able, okay, like I'm not alone. Like people do go through this, and like everybody has their own like ways they go through it, but being able to like hear some like yeah. So it definitely, and then also like every episode I've left like thinking differently about certain situations, being like, okay, yes, this is happening, but like also like it could like 5 years ago I would have never imagined like I would even be in this part of my life. So yeah,
I love that. And even, I mean, obviously I want you to give your backstory and who you are and everything, but Gabby was literally my first good friend here in Nashville. Right away we were both just like Dumb and Dumber 2 Peas in a Pod, like real quick. And you know, we had our little coloring dates and stuff, and it's Gabby is somebody who I've been able to call when I really need to come back down to earth, because this girl like understands me in ways that a lot of people don't, and so I'm so appreciative to have her. And just your mindset of everything, I've seen you grown so much just from meeting you, so it's been really fun to see. I mean, it's a year now that I've been at the hotel, so
August 3rd will be our 1-year friend anniversary.
Yes, ma'am. Wait, that's so fun.
Yeah,
oh my god,
right? That's perfect.
Yeah, I love that. So yes. Now, please tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I am 28 years old. I was born and raised here in Nashville. I've just kind of like lived here my whole life. I had friends, went to elementary school, you know, kind of just literally just grew up here in like different parts of the city. I have been a bartender / server for almost over 10 years. I just released back in April my business. It is a curated cocktail mobile bar pop-up. So excited about. It has been such a blessing. Honestly, it couldn't have happened any other different way. Anybody that like been super supportive through it, and then I've had that dream for like 5 years. I've been wanting to do it, but I think like this year I kind of was just like, I need to be more intentional, the things I want out of life. And I kind of just like forced myself to go at it, because like starting your own business, like even, you know, like starting your podcast, that's scary as hell. So scary. You're like, okay, what if people don't support me? You know, like what if I fuck up? What if I don't do it right? What if no, you know? So it's just like a lot of those questions. But yeah, I finally launched that business and it's going great. It's definitely had its trials and tribulations. But yeah, that's a little bit about me.
She's doing the thing. She is doing the thing. And I'm so proud of you. And just to see it come together has been so fun, because it was, you know, it was a dream, it was a vision, and then it became your reality.
Yeah.
And to being able to see that has been amazing. So,
yeah, super excited.
Yeah. So today we want to talk, actually, which I feel like, at least for me, for sure, like you said about starting the podcast, you know, am I going to fuck up? Are people going to judge me? putting yourself out there is so vulnerable and nerve-wracking.
Mhm.
And especially when you don't know and people don't know what you have in mind, and you have to trust yourself and hope that other people trust you to put it together. So through that, you really learn who your people are,
Yeah.
who's going to support you, who's not.
Mm-hmm.
And today we want to talk about outgrowing people. And, like, I'm from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Now I live here in Nashville. So I outgrew people, but I was able to move away. You outgrew people, but you still live here.
Yeah.
So what is your take on this, and how do you feel about it?
I think outgrowing people in situations, I think it's definitely one of those, like, it's very hard to, like, recognize, because I think at first when it was happening for me, I was like, okay, maybe, like, these people just hate me. Like, my friends just hate me. But it just more was just the fact that, like, no, like, I'm growing into, like, this person that's not really this person that became these people's friends in the first place, or just, like, environments. And, like, growing up in a city that kind of wasn't nothing. Like, Nashville wasn't shit.
Yeah.
Like, it was a very
You can
small...
swear, it's okay.
Yeah. I was like, can I do that? Sorry. So growing up in a city where basically, like, Nashville really wasn't anything. Broadway barely was a thing. 95% of the buildings, apartments, and just corporate things here, like, was not a thing. Like, it was a very small town. Everybody knew everybody. I grew up in a very small town called Old Hickory, Tennessee. It's, like, very small. We had a community center. We had a library. We had a Piggly Wiggly. Like,
yes, I know, that's right.
Yeah, we had a Dairy Queen and everything. Like, we was a very small town. And now, like, recently I went to, because my mom still lives at that house, and I recently went to go and, like, wow, this place has changed. But, and over time, I have kind of just, like, moved throughout the city, and, the friends that I've had since I've been here, I've tried to just hold on to. I'd be like, just my best friends, like, growing up, middle high school, we had a ball. Like, it was fun. But I think, like, now that we're growing, I think I'm started to realize, like, everybody has a path, and not everybody's path is meant to still keep the same people on that path. And I think, like, my biggest thing is realizing that, like, once you realize that, and once you realize that, like, people that you still have love for, still that you care for, they're just not have the same lifestyle or want the same lifestyles, or, like, you just, like, think differently. And so I think that also kind of gets you to where, like, you kind of in a way feel lonely. But then there's a beauty of it, because in that loneliness, you spend a little bit more time with yourself. You figure out who you truly are, what you like, what you don't like anymore. And then also you're able to find your new people. And I think that's the beauty of it. And I think that's kind of where I'm at now.
Yeah.
Like, I still keep in contact with old friends, like, I still love them, wish them the best. But, like, the newer people that I've met in my life, it's like, yeah, like, these are my people right now.
Right.
Like, these are the people I'm supposed to be surrounded by, because, like, not only are your friends supposed to be there for you in times, but also, like, you want to leave talking to your friends, or, like, being with your friends and being, like, you feel encouraged. You feel like, okay, like, I feel better about this, like, or I'm going to be able to, like, go and, like, do X, Y, and Z. And I think at the time, like, with my friends, the biggest thing was just, like, I left leaving. I was like, that was a waste of my time. Yeah. Like, I didn't even have fun for real. Yeah. Like, and so I think that's kind of, like, the struggle with it, is kind of just, like, figuring out what works for you now and what doesn't anymore.
Yeah. No, I love that. No, and I think it's really important for people to understand that it's okay to outgrow people that you've grown up with, and everybody that walks into your life is not going to continue to walk with you through life. Yeah. And that's a really hard lesson, I feel like, because, like you said, you really sometimes just sit there alone. Yeah. And you sit there with yourself. And I think so many people are so afraid to be alone, because being alone means they got to confront some of those demons that they've been running from. And, I mean, we've all been there. Where it's like, the last thing I want to do is be alone. And so you just go out, you oversaturate yourself in these things to block your mind and everything, and then you get home and you're like, I didn't even have fun. Why did I just go do that? You know. But then we keep doing it because we're still just not to a point where we're comfortable enough to be around ourselves. Can you tell me a little bit about any time where you have had to just be around yourself and kind of how you got through that?
Being in Nashville, it is a very much party city. Like the bars are everywhere. Like
Every day there's a new one.
Yes, you know, there's happy hours everywhere. There's new restaurants popping up and all these things. And you know, like it came to a point to where like being in the service industry also, I've also realized like I love servicing people. I love people giving people experiences, but I necessarily don't really like the whole like going out, being outside all the time. And so like once I kind of like got to that point to where it felt uncomfortable for me even to be in those spaces, I had to like have a difficult conversation with my friends. My friends were like, Gabby, you don't come around. Gabby, you don't talk in the group chat no more. Like you don't answer the FaceTime group calls. Like you don't, you know, come to these things. You know, I had to have the difficult conversation, and I was just like, guys, I love you. And I truly like, I love that you guys are having fun. I was just like, but I'm kind of like burnt out from it. Like I'm, you know, like I don't want to. I was just like, I'm very much in my health and wellness lifestyle right now. You know, like I wake up in the morning and I don't feel like shit because I didn't go out the night before. I wake up in the morning and I go to the gym. I prioritize that. I prioritize, you know, like journaling or just, you know, whatever it is to like get my mental back. And I think like at that point I also like had to sit more alone. But I think like most recently I would say when I decided to go sober, I have smoked weed forever, like ever. And like I think weed was like my vice for like everything. I was bored, I was smoking. I was sad, I was smoking. I had nothing to do. Like I, you know, like was angry, I was irritated, I was smoking. And it got to a point to where like when I first started smoking as a kid, like in middle school, it was something just cool to do with my friends. Get high and have the munchies and literally eat a shit ton of food.
Right.
Like that was the fun thing to do. And it got to the point to where like, no, this isn't fun anymore. This is just it's a habit. It's a ritual that I'm doing. Like it made me realize like, okay, like if this isn't funny for me, like maybe I should just stop. Then I stopped, and boy, oh boy, the damn bitch hit me like it was bad. It was bad. And I think it's just more because like we use alcohol and we use weed and we use other substances to just like bury things. And I think that's when I really had to sit with myself and like be alone and be like, okay, now that we're sober, how do you truly feel? Like, what are you really going through mentally, emotionally, spiritually? You know, and it made me just like dive deeper into my word, get closer to God, like have that relationship with God that I had when I was a little girl or like even in high school, you know. But I strayed away from that because of the worldly things that kind of just got in the way of it, you know. So, and I think that part was very uncomfortable, but I will say like it was the best decision I did for myself because now I'm at the point to where like I can indulge, you know, every now and then and be like, oh, okay, like I smoked, but like I don't want to smoke again. Like I don't want to go buy, you know, like if I'm around and it's there, okay, maybe I'll hit the blunt. It's to the point to where like I don't want to go get a zip, you know. So, and I think that was just kind of just like a growth experience for me, realizing that like I don't really need this, like, and also God kind of sat me down and was just like, deal with your shit, bitch. You know, so like,
literally.
So I think, you know, like, and it's not easy. I mean, I make it sound easy at this moment, but it's not easy. It's very hard, but I think, you know, there's a beautiful thing on the other side of it once you do it.
You hear yourself?
Yeah.
I can't wait till you listen back to this and hear what you just said out loud. That made me want to cry because I'm so proud of you, because we literally just had a conversation the other day. She texted me and was like, you know, I feel like I've been going out too much or doing, you know, or like I smoked the other night, and you got hard on yourself there for a second. And I was like, okay, hold on though. You just went from doing something, you said it was a habit, you know, like you were doing this every day. This is what you knew. And then you cold turkeyed it. And then life said, hey, strap in, and took your ass on a trip, you know? And you still trusted yourself to get through that, even on the hard days. Because I know you had days where it was like, what is going on right now? But you still trusted yourself to get through that. And you got through that. And now you're sitting here and you're like, you know what? If I want to smoke, I can smoke and then continue on with my day, continue on with my life, and not have that take over it. You're building a healthy relationship with it. And this is still newer. You know, this isn't like years ago this happened. Like, she's living through this right now. And the glow that is on this girl has just grown so much. And it's so good to see, because the energy that was being taken from you, from substance, from people, from experiences. But now you're like, you know what? This is Gabby's life. Gabby's in control of it.
Yeah.
Your business is thriving. You're doing the things you've wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so good to see that, because we all go through shit. We all go through it. And being able to trust yourself and get yourself back through that and be like, okay, you know what? Let me actually really learn from this. Because I said something to someone the other day, and I was like, you live and you learn. And he was like, or you just don't learn and you just keep doing it, you know, like you'll do it once and you might just keep doing it.
Yeah.
Because, and the thing of like common sense isn't so common. It's really not, you know, because things are so tempting. Things are always in your way. People are always calling, FaceTime calls, you know, and being able to have that boundary with yourself and with others. It's so hard to have other people around you and continue those boundaries with them. So, yeah. Good for you. I'm proud of you, of course.
Thanks.
What does it look like for you for building boundaries and actually sticking to them?
It's hard. Like, I think, like, when it comes to certain people, I think it's hard.
Absolutely.
When it comes to just, like, you know, me not wanting to go out, I'm like, okay, no, I'm not going out. Like, if you don't like it, well, I don't know.
That's how you
kiss my ass.
Right. Like,
I don't care. I am bonnet on. Feet are rubbed together. Like, I don't care.
She be chilling. She be chilling.
But I think, like, when it comes to just, like, certain people, because I feel like I'm such a selfless person, and it's very hard for me to be selfish. Very hard. Yeah. It's very hard for me to be selfish. And which is crazy, because so many people in this world are so selfish. You know, but I think that comes from, like, my beautiful mother. Shout out to her, because she is the most selfless, godly, loving woman I've ever met in my life. You know, and I think that's who I get it from. And so when it comes to, like, having boundaries with people, being like, hey, you know, like, I love you and I hope you're having a good day, but I'm not picking up the phone today. I don't feel like talking. And then also it's just like, I kind of know what you're going to talk about. And I don't really feel like having that repetitive conversation. You know, I do know, like, obviously, you know, you're not willing to change what you're talking about. And I kind of like that just puts more energy onto me, and more like, you know, because I care so deeply for my friends. So it's just like, I want to help you and I want to fix your problems. Even, you know, when I was going through what I've been through in the past, you know, my friends, they took that burden of what I was going through, and I saw that, I recognized it, and I had to be like, you know what, I have to set this boundary to where, like, it's my shit, and I know you want to be there for me, but, like, I have to deal with my shit firsthand, because if I don't, you're not going to tell me that, like, you're not going to say anything or do anything that's going to make me want to change my shit. Right. It's still going to be my shit at the end of the day. You know, and so I think that, that's just tough, just because, like, you know, you don't want your friends to, like, feel like you're pissed at them, or like you're upset, or like you don't want to be friends anymore. But it's just like, no, it's just like, I kind of just need this time to be kind of just with myself, and, you know, like, and it's okay. Like, I'll catch up with you when we're grown ass adults. Right. You know, and I think that's what a lot of people have kind of yet still trying to figure that out. Right. That we're grown ass adults. We all have our own life. We all have our own experiences that we go through. And it's just like, we're not in high school anymore. We don't meet up after the first period. You know, like, and get all the same snacks from the vending machines, and then kiki and haha, use the same makeup in the South bathroom, you know, like, you know, like, we don't do that anymore, you know, like, we're not, you know. And I saw a post today on Instagram, and it had said something about, like, how the world is just completely different. We don't meet up with our friends or go with our family to Blockbuster Video anymore, or Hollywood. We don't call the house phone no more. We don't ding dong ditch just for the, like, with your friends. Like, you don't, you know, you don't leave voice messages on the house phone because you're trying to call your bestie and tell her what Roy did to you in third period. Like, you just don't, do that anymore. And I think that's kind of just like the ugly but kind of like situation it is of the world. Like, we don't do that anymore. So it's just like, while the world is changing, you also are changing. So,
and it's okay to change. And also, like you had said about, you know, your friends and taking the accountability of, this is my shit that I need to figure it out. And I'm grateful for our friendship, because we have had hard conversations, you know, like, we really have, and we've made it through it, and we've been stronger from it, you know, and being able to have those hard conversations with your friends and being like, this, either this needs to change in some way. You know,
Yeah.
like one of us either needs to step away, something needs to change, but having those hard conversations and really just confronting the fact of this isn't working right now is okay to have.
Yeah.
And if it's somebody who's meant to stay in your life, they're going to stay in your life and they're going to grow and we're going to figure this out.
Yeah.
And it's okay to call your friends on shit too. You know,
Yeah.
like sometimes I pick up the phone from people and I'm like, no, we
Yeah,
can't.
yeah.
I can't do this right now because I'm in a good headset. You know, like I've talked to so many people where it's people feel so obligated to have to pick up the phone, to have to answer these people and feel guilty for not answering. But who's answering you and who's answering for you? You know,
Yeah.
who's checking on you at the end of the day? Because I
Right.
promise you, they're not calling you back to be like, oh wait, I'm sorry, I just talked for an hour about how terrible something that happened.
Yeah.
How are you? Are you
Yeah.
doing okay? Promise you they're not. They're calling you, they're saying what happened, and then they're hanging up the phone and they're going to go call the next person.
Yeah.
Create that boundary and know that it's okay to create that boundary.
Mhm.
Like you said, like being selfish is so important in a world where everybody is so selfish, but also doing it in the way of you're respecting yourself.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
so many people are so selfish and they're disrespectful about it.
Yeah.
There's ways to be selfish and respect both yourself and others.
Mhm.
And I feel like there's a really big disconnect in that.
Yeah, there is. And then like a lot of people just also I guess like you said, like some people will call you and they'll, you know, like give you your problems, but it's just like they're not gonna, you know, like they're gonna be like, okay, like what are you okay? Like what's going on? Do you want to talk about it? And I think that's one thing like I very value like with our friendship, because like there are times to where like I'll call you or you'll call me for like, and we'll just like yap, you know, but then in the middle of it we're like, oh wait, are you okay?
Right.
Do you wanna
Yeah, we
talk
check on
about
each
it?
other.
Yes, and I
Yes.
think like that's important.
Mhm.
And then also like being able to tell your friends like you're fucking up, girly. Like you gotta
We
fix
gotta fix
it.
something.
You know, like, and I think people get so caught up in the fact like, well, I don't want to hurt her feelings. No, hurt my feelings. Tell me that I'm doing something wrong,
Mhm.
because at the end of the day, like you're my friend because of like who I am as a person. If you
Yeah.
see that that person is changing, but not in a good way, speak on it.
Mhm.
You know, because any true friendship, they're going to be able to have conversations.
Right.
You know, like one of my greatest friends, like Genesis, we had a falling out, you know,
Mhm.
and we didn't talk for like several months, you know, but like we needed that space.
Yeah.
You know, like, and we came back and like now our friendship is better than ever,
Mhm.
you know, because we were able to like give each other that space and then also like have those hard conversations and be like, you know, you did this, that pissed me off, but we're good now.
You done pissed me
You
off.
know, don't piss me off. Yeah.
We'll circle back later, but right now I need a minute.
Yeah, no, I need a minute. How has your transition been with your friends from Green Bay to here?
Ooh, I had texted you. I think either I was in Green Bay or just gotten back. And I talked about this, I think, on the last episode or the episode before about outgrowing people and like people cheering you on and people not cheering you on. And the imposter syndrome one, I talked about this a little bit, but and I talk to my mom about this all the time, you know, like I have certain friends and certain people in Green Bay
Mhm.
that I know no matter what are going to root for me, are
Mhm.
going to pick up the phone. You know, like I've shouted out Alexis before and I'll shout her out time and time again. She's incredible. That girl will stick by my side through everything and it's just such a light. And that's somebody who I'm so grateful to have met in Green Bay.
Mhm.
There's different people that'll like really randomly reach out to me, which I appreciate, but
Yeah.
it's very unique moving away and then not hearing from like 90% of the people, 95% of the people that you were close with.
Mhm.
And I go home and I remember like when I would first go home, I'd be like, this day I need to see this person, then at night I need to see this person, then the next morning see this person, and try to like fill my calendar with these people. And then this past time I was home and we did the cabin week,
Yeah.
and I literally saw Larissa and Alexis, my mom and my sister, and then stayed at the cabin.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'm not about to bend over backwards trying to see people, trying to go to my old job and catch up with all the people, because I know I'm going to walk in and know exactly who I'm going to see and exactly what that is. And it's just, I do wish that these people still kind of cheered me on, you know? Because it's like, wait, guys, like I'm like kind of doing something right now for myself, and it's really fun. But there's just not that level of appreciation that I thought would come with it. And I know that I've had some people tell me, like, looking at me and seeing me actually do things is intimidating. Which is a conversation I didn't expect, you know? Because when I look at myself, I'm like, oh, what am I doing? Like, you know? And not realizing it, but other people are sitting there like, I wish I could do what you're doing. And there is this person, I served this guy for like a year, him and his friends, every Monday night. Monday Night Football, guys. Absolutely love these people. And one of them, him and I still keep in touch to this day. He has also been like the biggest supporter for my podcast. Like, this man through and through, I appreciate so much. And it's like, you weren't somebody I grew up with. You weren't somebody I went to high school with. I knew you for probably a year, and I saw you on a Monday night, and we grew that friendship where you're still sitting here and being like, Maddie, what you're doing is important. And those are the things that I appreciate. The people that I went to high school with and then see, I'm like, I didn't know how to interact with this. Do you know what to do right now?
What do I do with my hands?
Literally, I'm like, hey again, my name's Maddie. Like, I be getting awkward, and that's okay. It was a hard lesson to learn, but especially with putting this podcast out, and even just like posting videos on TikTok or something, I get so nervous of the people that I went to school with, but then I sit there and think, I'm like, not to sound like that, I don't care about these people. I don't. Like, in the nicest way, I care. I hope that your life, like, genuinely, I hope life is being amazing to you, and you don't impact my life. You don't impact the growth that I make on a day-to-day basis, so I don't need to let the thoughts that I don't even know if you're having affect me. So I'm trying to figure that out. I mean, it's still up and down, obviously. It's always going to be something different. But I'm grateful for where I am. I'm grateful for the people that have still stuck around and cheered me on and that catch up every once in a while. But there's a lot of people that I don't speak to, and that's okay. You know?
And I think also what comes from like people being intimidated by you, because I've had those conversations with people, and it's just like one of the friends, like a long time ago, we're not friends anymore, but she had reached out when I released my business, and she was like, Gabby, she was like, I'm not a hater. She was like, but you and like who you are as a person, like it's so different from like the Gabby we knew as a kid and like in middle school, you know, like in a way it's intimidating because you're doing what we all wish we would do. And it's like, damn. Shit. Okay. No, literally. I'm listening. So like, and I think like, and that kind of just put me, because I was just like, dude, why are these people hating on me? But it's just more of just like, I had said I was going to do this and I'm doing it. You had said you were going to leave Green Bay and you left it, you know, and now you've created this beautiful life for yourself here, you know, and so like people get intimidated because it's just like they want that too, but they don't, you know, have that. And then also like the best relationships are the most randomest. It's just, and it's no like, because like you could know somebody for 15 years, but you could know somebody for 6 months, and like that person for 6 months has more of an impact on your life now than that person that you've known for 15. And it's crazy. It's weird.
It is. I mean, and obviously I moved here and I didn't really know, I knew one person, and even just seeing like her growth over the years of her living here and just her support has grown and who she's just become as an individual. It's just crazy. I've seen so many people in this place in Nashville, and I don't know if it's just because like it's a bigger city or if it's we're getting at that age where people are like, let me stop talking and start doing it. But I have met so many growth-minded individuals, and people want to do things and actually do them. And I wasn't used to that. And I feel like that's really what got me the momentum to just start the podcast. Because I'm like, other people are doing so much. Why shouldn't I? Why can't I? You know? And it's just really cool to see all the different people that are putting pieces together. And I mean, Nashville is such a tight-knit community. Like, it's actually crazy.
It seems big.
But it's not. Everybody knows everybody. And I mean, Green Bay is like that. But I feel like Green Bay, like personally, you know everybody. But here it's like, okay, if I go on Instagram and I to click on one follower that me and we only have one follower in common, boom, that person follows 10 other people that I know that I met on a sidewalk or at the gym randomly or at a coffee shop, like random people. But it brings so many people together. And so I do appreciate it because I have been grateful enough that my Nashville experience has been surrounded by good people.
Yeah.
But I've also made sure to keep that circle as good people and maintain that good people instead of just meeting them and then being like, I'm good. Like, I'm reaching out to these people and making these plans and continuing with that. So,
yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's exciting.
It is exciting. And I think also, like, what also is kind of like cool about it is because during the whole process, you learn more and more about yourself. Because I never in my life would have thought I was going to stop smoking weed. You know, like, but me, like, stop smoking weed, it made me, like, learn so much about, like, what I truly want out of life, you know, like, and, you know, like, what I want my focus to be and what I kind of just, like, don't care about anymore. So, yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. What's one environment that completely changed your life?
Harriet's. Honestly, where we work. When I tell you I came from cheese curds and beer. You want to know what wine we got? I've got a little thing of Moscato and a little thing of Cabernet.
Yeah, and they come in the little barefoot.
Yes, literally the barefoot ones. Like, I'm telling you.
Yes.
Where I work right now is something that I never thought that you would ever picture Matty Perry being. Like, that was not a thing. And I mean, I explained it in my Green Bay to Nashville. How I got the job was from one of the guys at the apartment complex. Literally the first person I met in Nashville. Yeah. He is the reason that I work where I work, and the people I've been able to meet. I mean, the environment I've been able to be around has been just crazy. Like, last night, literally serving a football player while also the Congress woman is there. Well, also, like, these people that walk through this door, the sketch, not the podcaster, the brother Tuesday specialty is brother. I used to do that all the time, and then all of a sudden one day find out that I'm about to serve this man. Yes. And I was like, oh, cool, so this is where I work. You know, like, Peyton Manning being randomly at our rooftop. I'm walking through the crowd like, excuse me, sir. I look up, I said, nope. Excuse me. My bad. Like, yeah. And then he came back and I'm serving him with his friend. Huh? No, like, literally. Acting nonchalant. No, like, this isn't normal. What do you mean? So this environment has just been absolutely crazy to see. And I mean, I get to work on a rooftop on the 19th floor. I don't even know if there's places in Green Bay with 19 floors. Like, the way we can't build our city up because of the way that the airplanes, like, our airport where it's located, we cannot have buildings taller than Lambeau Field. Really? Yes.
That's some city. Yes. That's some small city town.
Yeah. Yeah, that's some Green Bay shit right there. Yeah, go back, go. But I mean, even just when I get to tell people that I used to live or like talk to in Green Bay, those experiences are like, shut up. Like, no way. I'm like, yeah, no, I know. I try to act nonchalant about this, but what? Yeah. know? But yeah, no, it's definitely helped me a lot. And just realizing that there's so much to life. And if you put your mind to it, you will do it. Like, truly, and you can. The people that walk through those doors, they started somewhere too. Yeah. You know, like, everybody's done something to make it for themselves. And what makes us different? Why are we stopping ourselves? Let's do it too, you know? And even just the people we work with, I love them.
Love them.
I love our coworkers
and I
so
think
much.
that's what makes like our job just so fun.
Yes.
Because like we laugh. We all like we're just goofy.
We just have fun.
We just have fun. Like, yes, we're at work, but like we're working on a rooftop serving beautiful people. And we are also like we get to experience like the beautiful weather, you know, like we're not trapped in a corporate office. We're not trapped inside of a restaurant that has like, you know, there's windows, but like we're literally like our serotonin is being touched by this beautiful sun.
All the time. The plants.
Yes, the plants.
You know, I be recharging.
Yeah.
When I need a second, I go take a deep breath, hold on to a plant, photosynthesize. I'm like, I am okay. I will make it. I will be good. You know, we're dancing around like last night. Nicole and I are dancing. Gabby walks up. I'm having so much FOMO right now. I said, just take a bite. Come on. Like, and we get to enjoy ourselves. We get to make good money. We get to take care of ourselves in so many ways. So yeah, it's definitely been. What about you? What's been the biggest environment that's helped you change?
I would say like my business. Like being around like entrepreneurs, people, putting myself in rooms that I never thought I'd be in. You know, and I think that environment has just completely like changed me, because I'm like, wow, this is definitely possible. You know, and then also it's kind of just like, it's more motivation for me, you know, like going to network mixers and, you know, meeting people, even like meeting the people at Harriet's and just like having the conversations. I met a woman probably about a month ago, and she does like, she works with like local women entrepreneurs here in Nashville, and they're having a big conference at the end of December. You know, I've been meeting with her, and she's like helping me with like my resources on like, you know, whether it's like meeting newer people, and then also just like, I don't know, just having those conversations, being in a different mindset, you know, like not being kind of in like a childish mindset anymore, you know, like really like growing up. And, you know, like I was telling you like a while ago, I was like, there's this version of myself. I see her like in a rearview mirror, and she's blurry, you know, but I know she's there. And like, the more and more I began to just work on myself and just like pour more into who I am and like what I want out of life, she starts to become a little less blurry, you know, like it's kind of getting to the point to where like, baby, we can hold hands.
Oh, we can close, baby.
You know, so it's like, you know, I think, and that's kind of just like changed my mindset with everything. It's just like, you know, like God wouldn't have put like all these like thoughts and these ideas and this goal of mine if it wasn't possible. You know, so yeah.
That part, yes. I love that. That was a good one. Y'all about to hear that one. About to hear that one a lot.
But yeah, and then one last question I want to ask. What do you think is the biggest misconception people have about the word changing?
That changing means that you have to forget about the person you were or the people you were around.
Yeah.
You know, I think people think it's this cut dry, you were this person and now you're this person. It was this and now it's that. And it's like, change requires you to take both of each part, you know, a little bit of both. And being able to take a little bit of both and then create that happy middle, like that's where we create a change that's sustainable.
Yeah.
And not this quick fix that ends up, you know, quick fixes don't last long. And I feel like change is so scary because people expect it to be one way. And I think that's why people push change off for so long, because it's like, okay, if I change this, then I have to say goodbye to that forever. And that's not the reality at all. You know, circling back to going sober, and then you had smoked and you've, you know, been hanging out with friends. It's for a second the self-doubt of like, am I going back into my ways? And it's like, no, you're taking both from each part, and now you're creating the Gabby you've been looking for. You know, that person that you're trying to hold hands with, she's rooting for you and she's telling you take some of both. So being able to create that environment where it's, you take the good from both and understand the bad from both and use those to go.
Yeah, because like you don't change overnight.
No.
And you don't change, like, I'm not Gabby one day and then I decide to be Elizabeth the next. You know, like,
Right.
right. I'm still Gabby, but there's certain parts of like the old version of me that are kind of just like, they're done. The season it's ending. Those habits, those ways, that mindset, that season of Gabby is ending, but not all of Gabby is ending. You know, like I have to take like what I have, you know, and then also in a way it's kind of just like seeing that like little girl or like little boy of yourself and just being able to just like, you know, like love on them a little bit more. And I think like that's the biggest thing that people don't realize, that like your little kid version of you will always be a part of you.
Yes, and they deserve love.
Yes,
that's actually the biggest part of you that should be given love, because and it's really unfortunate, but for a lot of us that's a version of us that didn't receive love.
Yeah.
And growing up and sitting there and realizing that younger you didn't get a hug a lot, didn't get loved a lot, got yelled at a lot, didn't understand life a lot, and was treated so unfairly. That's the person that needs that love the most, you know? And being able to give that person love will create such a bigger connection between you and yourself. Yeah. I'm really glad you said that. Yeah. Because that was a big thing I had to learn too.
Yeah, and I think so. Because, I mean, we've talked, you know, we've had similar, you know, like childhood upbringings. Yeah, just love them all. Yay! Love. Life, laugh. Was it? Live, laugh, love.
She said life, laugh, love. Life, laughter, loving.
Yeah. You know, and I think that's kind of the hardest thing. Like, kind of, we both have kind of like been through being able to just like, you know, like, love on our little version, little Maddie and Gabby, you know, tell them like, hey, you know, I know you didn't get this then, but like now we're bigger, we're adults now, you know, so it's like, I love you. Yeah, we're gonna be okay.
You didn't deserve that either. Yeah, reminding your younger self and even yourself now, like you didn't ever deserve that.
Yeah. And I think that's the hardest thing is being...
We need a whole episode on this. We're about to get into some shit. Y'all got another hour? Fuck. Damn, okay.
I did not bring my teaching today.
I'm like, wait, I don't know if I'm ready to cry right now. Therapist on speed dial. Hold on. But that will be it. Okay, now we know what we're about to talk about next. Hold on. Because facts, like, and it shows so much in the way that we treat others from how we were treated. Yeah. You know, and the things that we carried and continue to carry with ourselves, and that we forget to forgive ourselves for or forgive others for, and then we start putting that on others. And, you know, as we're growing in these environments, we have to come to terms with these things that have happened and understand the things that we didn't deserve, understand the things that should never have happened. And forgiving yourself, forgiving others, and loving yourself. Like, really, truly loving yourself through it. Guys, I have a neck tattoo that says love yourself. So, you gotta do it. I have a
tattoo that says inhale the future, exhale the past.
Oh, and stay safe. Yeah. Yay. Yeah, no, I love it. And I think that little things like that, you know, are important to remember, especially through the world that we live in, and saying goodbye to people that have meant so much to you. It's so hard to say goodbye to people that have been there through some really crazy things. I think one of your questions was about who was the hardest.
Oh yeah, who was the what's the hardest person you've ever had to outgrow?
I saw that. I literally took a deep breath. I said, damn. Because honestly, my first thought was Mickey. 100%. My ex-boyfriend. I'm just gonna put it out there because I mean, this is a person that I love and will always love. You know, even when we were not in contact, when we were in contact, we were still friends. And just everything that we've gone through, outgrowing that and going on different paths was so hard in a relationship and in a friendship, before a relationship, like the ups and downs through that. And that reminded me also a lot of the way that I had to outgrow my dad. So like those two people really popped up right away. And these were people that mean so much to me in my life in different ways. And even like putting my dad in a box of saying he meant a lot for me hurts because of the things that have happened,
Mm-hmm.
but knowing that they were also good through that, and I've been able to become the individual that I am from that.
Yeah.
You know, so I do try to still appreciate all of those things that I've learned from both of those individuals, and the support that I know I have from them, even when they're not in contact with me,
Mm-hmm.
and just what I've been able to learn.
Yeah.
So, what about you?
I would say like the hardest person that I've actually like completed to outgrow is probably, I would say that my dad definitely was somebody that I had to outgrow. And I don't think, because my dad hasn't been in my life for a long time, but I think it was more like outgrowing the feeling of wanting to be loved. Okay, we're good. So I think that was the biggest thing I had to like outgrow, because I also had to forgive him when I wasn't ready to forgive him. And I think that in forgiving him, I'm forgiving myself for thinking, because I think for the longest I was just like, damn, my father is like that one unconditional love.
Supposed to be the person like keeping you safe,
you
that's
know?
loving you. Yes.
Yeah, so it's just like, okay, like, am I capable of love?
Mm-hmm.
Am I capable to be loved?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I think like that was kind of something like I had to just like forgive myself for thinking that way and having that mindset, and just being able like, I forgive you, you know, like you're no longer in my life, and I no longer have this yearning to have that relationship or to be loved by you, because obviously it wasn't in God's plan. It wasn't in God's plans for you to be a part of my life. It was obviously in God's plan for you to be my dad, because if not, I wouldn't be here. But, you know, like, I'm kind of grateful in a way that it all happened the way it did, because it's just like, it taught me a lot. I'm very independent. I don't really depend on a lot of people. It's very hard for me to do that. It's very hard for me to like, when I'm going through something, be able to like ask for help.
Yep.
Like, even at work, like I will be in the weeds deeply before like I ask for help. You know,
I'm pulling on my toes to start grabbing shit before I'm asking for help. Chopsticks, you need them? All right, here you go. That ain't right, guys. We don't do that. I don't do that. Nobody sees my toes.
Nobody sees my toes.
You guys get the gist.
You get the gist. So yeah, I think, you know, like just outgrowing that and realizing that, you know, like it all happened for a reason. And I'm grateful because it taught me to be more just secure with myself and just more kind of just like, I don't need a man for shit. For shit.
And I think even too, you had said, what did you say? You said, I want to know like how you worded it about outgrowing like that need for love,
that
right?
Yearning, yeah.
Yes,
that
outgrowing that yearning for love. And it's love from that person, you know, because you just still deserve love. 100%, a million, every single day of your life, you deserve to wake up, feel loved, and be loved, and experience that unconditional love. It's just some people that come into your life and that brought us into our lives are not the people that are going to do it for us.
Yeah.
And, you know, to like really circle it all back and bring the conversation in is, you're going to meet people that are going to show you the love you deserve, but you have to make room for them. You have to make room for the things and the people that are going to lead you on the right path.
Yeah.
And, you know, keeping my dad around or keeping a relationship around that was no longer serving me in that sense. I had to make room for the right things to come into my life.
Yeah.
And I have, and look at me now, you know, like, but yeah, just remember that you are worthy of love, whether, even if the people that you have in your life right now are not giving it to you, don't think that that's the only people that are ever going to enter your life. There are so many people in this world. There are so many people in this world and that are on their own journeys, and that path is going to align with yours. Just, you have to make room for it.
You have to let doors close for more doors to open.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
Do you have anything
And then
else?
also, sorry.
Nope, go ahead.
Get comfortable with the uncomfortable. Allow yourself to feel your shit. Sorry for so much cussing in this episode, but
No, you're honestly, that was only twice.
oh, okay, cool.
You did great.
Great. But yeah, allow yourself to feel your feelings, and it's okay to cry. And I think a lot of times, like us as adults, when like we're so hard on ourselves, like, oh, I'm crying, I'm a little bitch. Like, no, we're all humans. We all have feelings. We all have emotions. Like, and life is hard. Life is really hard, especially in this economy, in this world, with how many things that are going on. Like, it's okay to be able to just sit in your feelings and then process them and then understand why you felt that way, because then also that's you understanding more of who you are as a person and what you want in your life and what you allow and what you don't allow. And, and it's okay because it's your life. Live your life how you want to live, because nobody else is going to live it for you. The people are going to be in your life and people are going to come in your life and want to be a part of your life. But at the end of the day, it is your life. So live for you and get comfortable with the uncomfortable.
I have two really quick things to add. I was crying the other day. I was having a day. And I called my mom and I was like, I usually don't cry, like whatever. And she's like, it sounds like you're having a human day, like an extra human day. And I was like, you're right.
Yeah.
I am safe and it's okay to feel these emotions. And the second one that goes with that, just had a conversation with my boyfriend about this. What are you afraid of with these emotions? Truly. Like, let's really think about this at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Obviously, if your life is in danger, that's a conversation to have differently.
Yeah.
But feeling these emotions and this pain and understanding the things that we've been through and not running from them, what are we so afraid of on the other end? Like, realistically, what is it that you're running from on the other end? And that's a question, I like to kind of do my little questions at the end of like, what are you running from and who are you running from?
Yeah.
And why? What is truly so scary on the other side of that?
Also, another thing to just add to that, if you're so afraid of something, don't you want to see what's on the other side? Don't you want to be able to say, like, I overcame that. I was going through this, but that thing, that's not who I am. That thing, it doesn't make me.
Yeah.
Like, that's just a little moment. Like, you crying, that was a moment. Like, but you being able to, like, call your mom, like, that was just a moment. And, like, you realize, like, oh, my life is great.
Right. Moments pass.
Yeah, moments pass. And, like, also, like, I know it can be scary. And I think fear is, like, the biggest thing with us as humans. Fear stops us from a lot. But then also it's just, like, what's more scary is not being able to see what's on the other side. That came right off the dome.
You did that one.
Yeah.
Because also, too, we're so afraid of these emotions, but shouldn't we be afraid of the fact that this is what's keeping us where we are? Yeah. Like, what if we actually flip the script? And instead of being afraid of these emotions, tap into these emotions and overcome them and not be victim to them.
Right.
It's okay to feel them. It's okay to be vulnerable. And just learning to trust yourself and that there are moments and you're going to get through them. So
everything's going to be okay.
I have one last question
Okay.
for you. What is something that you are proud of yourself for lately?
I'm proud of myself for being able to know when I need to rest. I think that working the job that we work, it's a lot. It takes a lot on the body, a lot physically. And there will be, like, days that I have days off and I'm like, oh, but I need to do X, Y, and Z. I have all these things that I created a to-do list the night before, and that day, like, this past day off that I had, I slept all day. I didn't do a damn thing. Like, all I did was just, like, sleep. And I didn't go to the gym, and I was so hard on myself. But I was like, no, like, I need to rest, And I think that it's like the expectation, I'm expected to show up to work. I'm expected to show up for my business. I'm expected to go to the gym and show up for myself, like, health wise, wellness wise, like, because the gym is a big outlet for me mentally, like in my mental health, like, and so, but just proud of myself for just like listening to my body and allowing myself to rest and not being so hard. Like, it's okay, like you can rest, like, and after that day, I woke up the next day and I got shit done. And, like, and I went to the gym and I felt better because I allowed my body to rest. I wasn't just, like forcing myself to do something just because I know I had to do it, So, yeah.
Good for you. That's a question to ask yourself, guys. What are you proud of?
Yeah.
And celebrate it. You know, like, let's really start celebrating these things. Oh, what am I proud of? Boundaries. The boundaries that I've been really strict on lately. And having the really hard conversations that I don't want to, and remembering how far I've come and how far I don't want to go back. I have gone through these things for a reason and I don't want to go through them again. So being able to have a conversation of, this is where I draw that line, and actually sticking to that, I'm really proud of myself for doing that, because that shit ain't easy.
No, it's not.
And younger me would really appreciate the work that I'm doing right now. So, yeah.
I'm proud of you too.
Thank you. And I'm proud of all of you guys. I love all of you guys, and you are also loved, and I really appreciate you guys listening. I appreciate Ms. Gabby for coming on here and getting vulnerable too, and just like really having a conversation with me and being real and being human, and sharing your walk through this life. Is there anything else you got?
No, that's it.
I'm good. Okay.
Yeah. Be great, guys.
Oh my god, yay! We did it! We did it! I love you. Thank you. Give me a hug. Thank you for doing this.
I will take some water though.
Yeah. Okay. Just you can drink out of it. However you want to do it, but it's a straw right there.
Okay. Thanks. You're actually, my mouth's been pretty safe lately.
Get out of my face. I don't know if I can even tell you guys. I can't even tell you guys why we really became friends. A conversation I've never had with an individual, but one that we had, and it was...
Many of you that are listening probably know that, like, Maddie is very much the person that will bring the crackhead out of you. And, like, that's basically how we became friends. There's a little bit more detail, but we're not going to talk about it.
We don't got to get into the fine detail of it.
We got to get into that. That's our little secret. But, yeah, like, yeah. Crackhead. Just crackhead. Without the crack. Right. The veins are good here, guys.
Yeah, we're good.
We're good.
Okay. Thank you for your concern, though.
That life we did not walk.
No. Okay. That was a good one.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was good.
Okay.
Okay, back to the question.